How's it going, everyone? My name's Friar, and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be talking about Ronald Acuna being placed on the trade block and the possibility he's coming to San Diego. So the Braves have made it very public from multiple sources that I've seen that Ronald Acuna is movable this offseason. Their reasoning is they want to cut salary, which is kind of interesting because he's not getting paid more than $10 million AAV. So why exactly do they want to cut salary? I'm unsure. And they also want to get a big shortstop back in the deal. And, there's a lot of options out there, but they don't want to spend too crazy. And I think the interest of them getting a shortstop is pretty interesting, especially because the names that have been thrown out that they're looking at isn't exactly what I was expecting from them. Tim Anderson, yeah, I could see Tim Anderson. That was one of the big names thrown out there. And the most interesting and peculiar one to me was Javi Baez. I don't understand why they would be interested in Javi Baez, to be completely honest. Like, from my point of view, Javi Baez chases a lot of pitches. He's not a disciplined hitter. And maybe they'll fix him in Atlanta. Atlanta's done a great job of getting players and making them become better than they already were. But for whatever reason, they see that, and they don't see Vaughn Grissom as the shortstop who's the rookie that came up this year and performed, and Dansby's most likely gone. So unless they can really bring back Dansby, they've made offers for Trey Turner, but they're trying to save money this offseason. Yes, they keep handing out all these cheap contracts to players, but for whatever reason, they just want to save money. So I'm going to tell you guys how I could see the San Diego Padres possibly getting Ronald Acuna Jr. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the fit of Ronald Acuna Jr. How important is Ronald Acuna Jr. to the San Diego Padres if we possibly got him? Well, he would start in center field, and he's Ronald Acuna Jr. He's one of the best players in the league. Yes, this year he was very mediocre, but that's also because he just came off of a torn ACL. And that's a tough injury to come back from, It's very tough to come back from a torn ACL, and the talent level of Ronald Acuna is not undoubtable, So let's go ahead and hop right into some trade conversation. Okay, so the first trade I'm going to throw out there talking about Ronald Acuna Jr. is the Padres going to give away an absolute haul. This would be the rest of the farm system to get Ronald Acuna Jr., and it would be Grisham, Kim, Lesko, who is our first-round pick, Merrill, who was our first-round pick the year prior, Morahone, and Zavala, who is our top international free agent. Now, what do each player factor into this deal? Grisham could be an outfield replacement for them. They could try to find a way to fix him. Kim would be their guy that would come at shortstop. Now, very interesting, a little sidetrack conversation about Ha-Seong Kim as I put this on the screen talking about the trade. Ha-Seong Kim's listed as a second baseman now. So maybe Trade Analyzer Values knows something we don't. The trade market values knows something we don't. But besides that, let's go. You give your prospects up. You give them a couple of young major league ready players. You get Ronald Acuna in exchange. Now, this trade would kill the Padres farm. It would deciment a farm that's on the edge of being decimated anyways, but I'm not really worried about it. You get Ronald Acuna Jr. back. He's going to be under contract for another 6 seasons. You're only paying him $10 million. He's Ronald Acuna Jr. Even if he becomes a mediocre baseball player, you're still only paying him $10 million. He's going to be getting paid less per year than Jurickson Profar is probably getting paid. So who would you rather have, Jurickson Profar or Ronald Acuna Jr.? I think it's a no-doubter conversation for me. I'm taking Ronald Acuna Jr. every single day of the week. Now to go into our second trade scenario, and probably the most crazy trade scenario out there, and people are going to go crazy at me for this, and I'm sorry if you're offended about this, but this is the second trade scenario. The San Diego Padres trade away Zavala, one of our top prospects, and Fernando Tatis Jr. Now, before you click off this video, before you go crazy at me, before you do whatever you're going to say about me, please just hear me out here. You trade away Fernando, you're cutting salary. You're cutting salary for the future. You don't have to worry about what other antics he's done in his career. And you're like, oh, Ronald Acuna Jr. is injury prone. What is Tatis? Tatis is just as injury prone, if not more. And if you say, well, Ronald Acuna Jr. only had a mediocre season last year, so why should we trade for him now? Fernando Tatis Jr., how was his season last year? How did he do last year? Exactly. Now you are going to get Contreras back with him, and I think Contreras would be a great DH option because you're trading away Tatis. You got to get more value than just Ronald Acuna Jr. I think people would see more value in Tatis than Ronald Acuna Jr. And the only reason, I know I said that the Braves are trying to cut salary, but the reason I could see this happening is the Braves, when you get an opportunity to get a shortstop like Fernando Tatis Jr., I think it's definitely worthy of paying his contract. Both have had major injuries in the last few weeks, and yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to describe the trades as, but that's what I got mentally. Now, one of the last things I want to throw in talking about this is if you are to do this, if you are to trade Tatis away, I think you very well have the money now to sign Carlos Correa, and you have Carlos Correa at shortstop, and now you have Ronald Acuna in center field. You could also still trade away Ha-Seong Kim for starting pitching or whatever you want to do with Ha-Seong Kim. So overall, I think it's very, very smart from a technical end. You're going to cut salary for a bit, and you can decide if you want to go after one of the big shortstops available. I mean, would you rather have just Tatis or Acuna and Correa? Personally, I'd rather have Acuna and Correa. I mean, I think if you have a lineup where it's Acuna leadoff, you have Soto second, Machado third, Correa fourth, Rizzo fifth, Jury sixth. Like, whoa, like think about the lineup you could possibly make if you are to do that. But that's all I wanted to add to this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment any questions down below, and I'll try to help you out. Subscribe, and peace.